Once upon a time, in the quaint village of Wura, there was a small, dimly lit hut at the peak of a hill. It belonged to a mysterious woman with piercing red eyes and long bristled brown hair. Her name was Luna. She was a self-acclaimed fortune teller, and her reputation was as ominous as a dark cloud that frequently hung over the village. It was rumored that Luna possessed the uncanny ability to predict the exact day a person would die. People avoided her, fearing her predictions. Yet, there were others who were so curious that they wouldn't stay away. They would go to her hut and she would read their palms. Then she would declare their death. "You will die today," she would say. One very interesting yet mysterious fact was that Luna's predictions were never wrong. Everyone she predicted their death ended up dying on the exact day and time. This accurate prediction earned her fear from people, which came in the wake of the fame her reputation brought. All feared her. All but one or two. Mr. Roni and Mr. Fola, the village notorious drunkards, had nothing but disgust for Luna. They would yab her whenever they saw her in the public square. Where others feared Luna, Mr. Roni and Mr. Fola yabbed her, shamed her, and loathed her. A puppeteer who uses others as a puppet, they would jeer at her in the marketplace. Luna would give them a death-striking gaze, her expression unreadable. Mr. Roni and Mr. Fola were the only ones who seemed to stand up to Luna. And since they were drunkards, that shouldn't have bothered Luna, because nobody took them serious. But somehow, Luna was bothered. That clown keeps parading herself as a fortune teller. Well, I'm going off to her cave to see what the future holds for me, Mr. Fola said to his friend, Mr. Roni, as they sat at the local tavern and soaked themselves in palm wine. But what for? She's a liar. She'd just take people's money and lie to them, Mr. Roni said. Well, if she's as good as they say she is, then she might be able to predict when in the future I am to be wealthy. Ha ha ha, see you soon, he said and waved off. Mr. Roni waved back as his friend left, unaware that that would be the last time he would see his friend alive. Some days later, something interesting happened. Mr. Roni was returning from the local bar at midnight as usual. As he staggered through the dark alley, spreading his hands on the wall to steady his drunken frame, his dizzy eyes caught a figure in the dark, sprinting out of a hut. He shook his head vigorously, as if to shake off the effects of the alcohol, and opened his eyes wide to see clearly. He fastened his pace, and when the figure caught him approaching, it disappeared into the dark. Mr. Roni took to his heels and ran away in fear. Few seconds later, he mustered courage and went back to the scene, curiosity getting the better part of him. As Mr. Roni neared the hut, he realized that it was his friend Mr. Fola's hut. He stood outside and wondered why his friend Fola would disappear like that. He hadn't seen his friend throughout the day, and he also wasn't with him at the bar tonight. But Mr. Roni was too drunk to think or do anything else. Torn between fear and care, he entered inside. The hut was oddly quiet like the dead of the night, and this made him very uneasy. As he ventured inside the inner chamber, his eyes caught the trail of blood, and he gasped when his eyes finally saw it. The lifeless body of Mr. Fola sprawled on the ground in a pool of blood. Mr. Roni screamed and ran out of the hut. He ran all the way to his house, never looking back. The village was aghast with the news of Mr. Fola's death. Many wondered if he was murdered by his creditors, as Mr. Fola was a notorious debtor and drunkard who borrowed and gambled just to drink. Others wondered if it was a prediction of the fortune teller. There was no way to conclude the cause of his death, and so a few days after his burial, life went on as usual, just as many others who had died mysteriously in Wura village. But Mr. Roni suspected something more sinister was at play. He was drunk that night, yes, but he was sure he saw someone or something leave Mr. Fola's hut, and he knew that whatever it was responsible for Mr. Fola's death. There were many possible reasons why his friend could be harmed, but not murdered in cold blood. Whatever or whoever that killed him had something to cover or something to prove, and he couldn't tell which was more dangerous. One day, Mr. Roni saw Luna in the marketplace as usual. Luna looked his way and their eyes met. But instead of her usual death stare, she smiled at him, a mischievous and deadly smile that sent shivers running down his spine. He turned and walked away. His mind was telling him something as he looked back once again to find Luna still on that spot with that weird smile on her face. Mr. Roni was greatly disturbed. How could it be? Or was it possible? Oh, it better not be. That night, he couldn't sleep. Could it be her? Was Luna the murderer? Would she foretell people's death and then murder them to prove her prediction? What sort of sinister game was that? He wondered. Well, there was only one way to find out. Mr. Roni pushed open the creaky door of Luna's hut. A bell chimed, announcing his arrival. The air inside was thick with incense and various trinkets and oddities lined the shelves. Luna squatted at her usual place, her eyes seemingly piercing into his soul. "Welcome, Roni. I've been expecting you," she said. Mr. Roni scoffed. "Oh, really? Well, I'm here now." Luna smiled. "Very well. Sit and let me read your palm," she said, her eyes never leaving his gaze. Reluctantly, Mr. Roni sat down and extended his hand. Luna's touch was cold and sent a chill down his veins. She traced lines on his palm with a delicate finger. "Tonight, you will die," she whispered. Mr. Roni yanked his hand back, anger flashing in his eyes. "You are a liar and a fraud, and I'll prove it. I will stay awake all night, and when nothing happens, I will tell everyone that you are a fraud." Luna simply smiled, her eyes twinkling with mischief. "Do as you wish, Roni, but remember, fate is not kind to those who challenge them." Mr. Roni kept screaming as he left her hut. Back at home, Roni paced his living room, fear and trepidation getting the better part of him. Was he going to die? Was Luna really a fortune teller, or just a swindler who swindled people and got away with coincidental accuracy of her predictions? But what of Fola, his friend? Fola visited her, but now he's dead. What if she predicted his death? Mr. Roni's mind was a barrage of enigma he couldn't solve. But one thing was certain: tonight wasn't his last. With a new surge of determination, Mr. Roni poured himself a strong pot of coffee and settled into a chair, his eyes fixated on the clock on the wall. "She's just trying to scare me. Of course, there is no way she would know when I'm going to die," he said to himself as he sipped his coffee. Hours passed and Mr. Roni began to feel his eyelids growing heavy. He shook himself and stood up, pacing the room to stay alert. The clock ticked loudly in the silence as time rolled by carelessly. As the night dragged on, fatigue started to take its toll. It's been a long day at the farm, and Mr. Roni's body needed rest. His head soon dropped, and he snapped it back up, fighting to stay awake. But soon, he couldn't resist the pull of sleep. He slumped in his chair, dozing off. Suddenly, Mr. Roni awakened with a start. The room was pitch dark, except for the faint glow of moonlight filtering through the window. He heard the sound of the door creak open, but he saw no one. He felt an ominous presence in the room, and his heart pounded in his chest. He quickly ran to his bedroom. "Who is there?" he shouted. There was dead silence. Suddenly, a shadow formed on the wall as a horrifying laughter filled the air. Mr. Roni was scared to his bones. Luna's eyes glistened in the dark as she slowly appeared in front of him, a wicked smile playing on her lips. "I told you, Roni, you cannot escape your fate," Luna spoke softly. Mr. Roni grabbed a lamp and swung it at Luna, but she seemed to vanish in a flame of fire, with a sinister laughter following in her wake. By now, Mr. Roni was beside himself with fear. As he panicked, he stumbled back, tripping over a rug and hitting his head on the edge of the bed. As he lay on the floor, blood pooling around him, Luna's voice echoed in the room as her figure slowly formed in the shadows. "The fates are never wrong, Roni. Never!" she yelled at him. "You will not win, Luna. I know what you are." Mr. Roni coughed as he felt his life slowly slip away. "You are a murderer, Luna. You predict people's death, and you kill them to make your predictions come true. You are a murderer and a psychopath, Luna," he yelled with his last breath. Luna gradually came out of the shadows, her lips dancing in a sinister smile. "You are a genius, Roni, a mere drunkard, yet you're the only one who figured me out. It's just unfortunate that you have to die with these secrets," she whispered as she grabbed a big pestle to smash his head. "Oh my goodness, it's Luna! She's a murderer! The fortune teller is a murderer!" Some voices yelled behind her. Luna turned to see some villagers staring at her with panic in her eyes, as she was about to murder someone right before them. "She's a killer! Gather everyone! The fortune teller is a murderer!" they screamed. The commotion began to attract more people and they stood outside the huts, eager to witness the calamity. More and more people gathered outside, and soon there was a frenzy. Luna was scared. There was no way to escape, so she disappeared in the twinkle of an eye. The villagers gasped in shock as soon as she disappeared, and they all took to their heels in fear, running helter-skelter away from the huts. Hours later, Mr. Roni was taken to the inn, and he slowly recovered, although part of his memory was lost forever. Luna completely disappeared from Wura village, never to be seen again. Her hut atop the hill was set ablaze, together with everything she ever touched or owned. The tale of the mysterious fortune teller continued to haunt the village of Wura. Though she was gone, the villagers would never forget the haunting death she has orchestrated. As Mr. Roni sat on his balcony, sipping his wine, his mind wandered back to the scary incident that almost claimed his life. As he mourned the loss of his dear friend, Mr. Fola, he was happy to have another chance to live. And he was grateful for the courage in challenging the unknown and revealing the dark truth lurking in their midst. But would he ever challenge another self-acclaimed fortune teller or dare to play the hero again? Well, that is most very unlikely.